Alright, if you're currently struggling with video games right now, I'm just here to tell you that I'm basically part of your journey. Like, I'm quite a bit of still struggling with video games as well. Like, I've said it was actually pretty easy to quit video games, and well, the thing is that there's multiple things that I can still learn from. Like the thing is, I still get addicted sometimes. Like, I still would get addicted back to video games, and then I'd quit, and then tell, and then I would just immediately, like, just 2 days or like a day. Sorry about that. Just 2 days or a day, I would immediately go back to video games. Like, that was just like 2 days or a single day and 2 days of abstinence. Like, the lessons I've basically learned from like trying to quit video games, like, is that when you've reached the first day, there would be less urges, and that basically the part of you that like let's just say day one you're playing video games, like you haven't touched your video games yet, computer, laptop, anything like that. Like, you haven't touched your video games yet. Basically, if you just, like, you can tell that, like, your ego is telling you that go play video games right now, like, go play like if you do not follow it. This is like the first thing here. If you do not follow your ego, like the one that's telling you to like go play video games right now, like if you do not follow it, you want to know what happens? A part of you dies. Like, not entirely, like, this is actually a good thing, because that part of you, that video gamer part of you, it dies. Like, it just dies. So I'm telling you here is that if you have willpower, like, you gotta train your willpower here. If you're still struggling with video games, like, be alright with that, bro. Just try your hardest to get to like, just try your hardest to to like hold off the urges for like a day, and then try, and then keep on trying to like hold off the urges, because it will slowly die on its own. And like, there's also another thing, which is the second thing that would help you out here if you're still struggling. The second thing is basically just tell yourself that you're not a video game. Like, you gotta keep telling yourself you're like this one actually helped me a lot. It helped me, like, it helped me hold off the urges much, like, just a bit, but it still helped me, because like, it's basically by telling yourself that you're no longer a video gamer. Like, you would feel a bit of shame if you tried to play, like, if you play video games, but you told yourself you're not a video gamer, you would feel shame. And basically that causes you to way less likely to play video games. And the third thing is basically just, actually, the third thing is get yourself a hobby, or like anything that is fun for you to do. Like, you gotta go and experience it. Like, you gotta go and like get like some obsession over it in order to actually get like a good habit. Like mine's basically the guitar. Like, this is a hobby, by the way. It's just a hobby for me. The guitar is just pretty fun for me, because like, I'm not telling you to become a guitarist or anything, but you gotta find yourself like a hobby to exchange video games. Like, it could even be like lifting weights. Like, you could lift weights, like, which is also part of my hobbies. Like, I lift weights, but sometimes the video games like get ahead of me, and like basically control my mind and make me unable to like lift weights. Now, the fourth thing that I would just give you here is that if you are sensitive to carbs like I do, it's ill going to make video games, like quitting video games, 5 times harder. Like, this is like the the lesson I've learned from the entire time. Like, it's just that when you've started eating carbs like rice or something like that, you just turn and become like stupid, and like, it's like the urge is just, it's like the urge is like gets like 5 times stronger, and like, you just could not resist it anymore, because like the carbs is just getting like very strong. Like you could use all of these tactics, but if you just eat carbohydrate and you're sensitive to carbs, it just makes it like you would feel this sense of stupidness and laziness that you just don't want to move. You just want to watch YouTube and like lay down or like play video games. It's this stupidness, this stupid feeling of like carbohydrates, which is why I hate. I'm starting to hate rice now because like, I do need it for bulking, but it's just that when you got a video game addiction and like you're trying to quit it, eating carbohydrates would basically make it worse. Like it will make the challenge like 5 times harder. So if you're still struggling right now, I recommend you to check what you're eating, bro. Like it's the food that you eat. If you're eating carbs and you're having quite a trouble with like quitting video games and you wonder why, bro, it's the carbs. This is like the lesson I've learned so far, that was like the toughest lesson I've ever learned. Like it was the hardest lesson to ever found out why I keep on going back to video games. Like there is the loop, which is the five, but first it's the carbs. The carbs is just I'm sensitive to carbs, and basically if I like it just makes the urges way harder. So better check what you're eating. Better check if you're eating like way too much rice like I do, and check like better eat less of that. You could, but if you're bulking, yeah, it's up to you to decide whether to bulk or to quit video games, or to like cut a bit just until the video games. I think the best way is actually to just cut a bit and eat less carbohydrates until you can easily like hold off the urges when you eat carbs, or like when you've just completely forgotten video games and then you just eat carbs and then you don't feel the urge to play video games, because I think that's the perfect time to bulk with carbs and stuff like that. Now, the last thing is basically the loop. The loop is basically it's like you play video games, you get angry, and then you go back. And then you tell yourself, you get this sense of motivation and tell yourself, I don't want to play video games anymore. I want to quit. I don't want to play video games anymore. I don't want to play. Like you get that sense, and then the next one it goes back to the second one. You feel like tomorrow and then you go sleep. Then tomorrow you feel so strong urges. Then you go back to video games, and then it becomes a loop. You go back to video games, and then you get angry, hate yourself, and then you want to quit it. The next day you like went to sleep, and then it's now the next day you feel the urges and then go back to video games again. Like it's like a 3 cycle loop. It just keeps on going and going. Like it makes you the way to escape the loop is to tell yourself, I've enjoyed it. I've played video games, I've enjoyed it. But this is only if you still get stuck in the loop. So but the thing for me is basically it's not really the loop that matters. It's basically the carbs. I cannot hold off like the 5 times like when I eat carbs I just cannot hold off the urges. But when I don't eat carbs, it's like there's no urges at all. It's like there's just I don't know 5% of urges compared to when I'm eating carbs. It's like there's 100% when I'm eating carbs, but without when I don't eat carbs, they're just 5%. So I think that solves my problem for now. So if you're struggling, I hope these tips, I hope these 5 things would help you out. Keep on improving in life, bro. And if you want to support me, and you can like and subscribe, keep on improving. Yeah, yeah.